welcome back to the 6th day of live art. This is Priya from Priya Art Studio, where I teach art for all ages. First of all, a big round of applause for all the kids who are staying at home for a long time. I know it's really tough, but you're doing a great job. So I would like to give a big round of applause for all of the kids. Yay, hang in there. It'll be okay soon. So let's relax a little bit and do a fun art with our family. Are you all ready with these items? We need pencil, paper, eraser, and ruler, oil pastels. If you don't have oil pastels, you can use crayons or color pencil to do the same art, though it creates a different kind of texture. So now I have Kavya and Ovia with me.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. To draw. So I hope you all are ready as well. So today I'm going to give you some clues to find out what we are going to do. It's a fun animal. Let's see who finds it out, okay? It's a mammal which lives in the wild, and it lives in families called herds. Let's see who finds out. So the clue number 1 is it's a mammal that lives in the wild, and it lives in families called herds. Clue number 2 is this animal, it's not a dog, Kevin. It's a wild animal. It lives in herds. It loves water. It likes to swim, bath, play in water. Any guess? This animal also, it's not a zebra. This animal loves bananas. No, it doesn't live alone. It lives in herds, in wild. This animal has a good remembrance. Any guesses? Hippo? It's not hippo. It's something bigger than hippo. Hi Jayashri. Thanks for joining. Elephant. Hey. Yeah, Veena, it's elephant. It's not horse or zebra or monkey. It's not a monkey, Arjun. It's Veena is right. It's an elephant. So this is the biggest mammal in land. It's not monkey, Kanish. It's an elephant. That's right. Yeah. We are going to draw an elephant. Shriyans, that's right. Good job. So there are 2 fun facts about elephant I'm going to tell you now. The elephants, you know they live in herds, right? So the herd only has female elephants. Male elephants are not in the herd. Yeah, Kevin, elephant is the right answer. And the only males allowed in the herd is the baby elephants. So the baby elephants live in herds till 15 years, and they go out of the herds and start living alone, just like their dads. And the trunk of the elephant, that's an interesting part of the elephant. It can pick up coins. It can also pick up big tree trunks. Isn't that cool? So we are going to draw a cool elephant today. Let me focus a little bit more. Little closer. Okay. So you're going to start with pencil and eraser. I'm going to start with pastels so that you all can see that very clearly. But start with pencil so that it's easier for you to erase even if you make mistakes. So I'm going to measure right at the center of the paper. My elephant is going to be 15 centimeters. So I keep a dot at the top and the bottom. So 15 centimeters apart. Just in the middle of the paper, we have 15 centimeters of measurement, and below the 15 centimeters, we are measuring 5 centimeters again and making a dot right there. This elephant is a really friendly elephant. Is the page vertically or horizontally? You can do it anyway, Sarita. So the elephant, we have 15 centimeters here and another 5 centimeters at the bottom. Now, from the top dot, we are going to measure around 8 centimeters and make a dot here. We are going to have a curve there. We are going to make a curve. On the dot. So tiny little curve. So start using a pencil so that it's easier to erase. So we just made this little curve. And we are leaving some gap, and you know this dot where we started initially. So from there, we are going to have a half heart-shaped curve, okay? And we are going to end it at the bottom. So this heart-shaped is not going to be really heart-shaped. It's going to be half heart, like that, a really big curve. Can you tell me the measurements again, Radhika? Yes. So we did 15 centimeters here, a dot from the top and another dot at the bottom. It was 15 centimeters apart, and we had 5 centimeters below the dot, and the third dot is 5 centimeters apart from there. So from the top we measured 8 centimeters and made a tiny curve, and we did a big curve just in the middle. We are going to make a little curve here and join the dot at the bottom, the 15 centimeter dot. So we need to join it here. So we have this huge, almost heart-shaped. And then right at the bottom, we are going to make a ball that is going to touch the very bottom dot. So you can use a coin or any lid to make the circle, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can do a freehand circle. Make sure it's smooth and round without any zigzag lines. So I just made a round ball at the bottom. Okay. So this line ended right above the ball, and there's going to be another line starting from the other side of the ball. We have to watch it really careful. So we have this mark here. Before that, we are going to do the ear. Remember the gap we had at the top. So we are going to do a ear here, a big wide ear right there. So this ear, as you can see, it's really broad. It has curvy line here and a zigzag line, and then it again curves here. That's going to be our ear. So we need to make that really big. And then if you want, you can do a straight measurement of from the bottom of the ear and make a dot right where the curve started here. So it's parallel to the ear. Also, it's almost closer from the top. So I'm going to join this dot and the dot from the top of the ball. I'm going to curve it a little bit and just join there. Okay? So the mouth is going to be at the edge of this curve. So this curve has little tiny curves starting here. The mouth is going to be right there. And we have a V-shaped curve there. Now for the trumpet. From its head, we are going to have a nice long curve on top of its head. Okay? And that's going to be a crooked edge for the trumpet here. Sorry for the trunk. And then we are going to join the mouth here all the way to the end of the trunk. So we are going to, it's going to be broader at the bottom. As it goes towards the top, it gets narrowed. Don't forget the tiny zigzag curve at the end of the trunk. Now you must have guessed, the elephant is standing on top of the ball. So there's going to be 4 legs, 2 front and 2 back legs. So I'm making big leg first, right there. And there's going to be another leg right next to it. the other side of the legs are hidden a little bit. So I'm going to draw a tiny line next to the front leg. It's almost hidden. And we have its belly right there. It's curvy here. And the other hidden leg is in the middle. It's almost hidden too. So we see the 4 legs here. So these 2 are going to be big. And this one is hidden a little bit. So we are not coloring the middle part. That's not the leg. Okay, so now for the tail. At the very back, elephant is so huge, but the tail of the elephant is really tiny. So it's going to be right there with little fur here. Okay. We are done with the body of the elephant. Now let's give a tiny cap for the elephant. So the cap is going to be right on its head. A little curve on top of its head. And there are some designs I would like to give for its hat. And it has some clothing on its back. So there is a curve here. And another curve. Is this Dumbo? Yeah, you can give a name as Dumbo, Radhika, doesn't matter. And I'm going to give some design for this cloth as well. Okay. So if you want to have designs for the ball, you can give designs. You can give hearts, dots, or stars. So I'm going to give stars in the ball. Yeah, you can have your own designs too. Okay. What is missing in this elephant now? Do you see what is missing here?
The eye.
Yeah, the eye is missing. So right next to its crown, we're going to give a tiny little eye. Eyes, that's right, Radhika. Now for the coloring. When you're choosing the oil pastels, we need 3 major colors. Kanish, that's right. Adit, yeah, that's good. So, while choosing the colors, you can go for any colors, but we need one dark color, one lighter color that is closer to the darker color. Like if you're choosing dark green, go with light green, dark red, light red, or dark orange and yellow, or dark blue, light blue, dark purple, light purple. So choose something that's very similar. So I'm going to go with dark blue and light blue for my elephant. And we need white as our major color. Okay, so whatever color you choose, have white as well. We are going to blend all 3 colors. So I chose dark blue, light blue, and white for the body. So if you are going with any other colors, make sure you are choosing the same combination, like one darker color and one lighter color, whatever that goes with that color, and we also need the white. So if you have all 3 colors ready, we are going to start with the lighter color, the tusks. Yeah, Veena, we need the tusks since this is a baby elephant or any other variety. We don't. So for some reason, we don't have tusks for this elephant.
Asian elephants don't have tusks.
Yes, some elephants don't have tusks. This is a tuskless elephant. If you want, you can have a tusk for that. Okay, so start with the lighter color, not the darker one, lighter color. What we are going to do here is start with the light color shade in its trunk. We need to give a lot of pressure so that it blends well. Just for the trunk, a little bit, and make sure there's no white spaces. Since oil pastels tends to smudge, keep your fingers and palm away from the paper. Just half of the trunk, not the entire trunk, just half of the trunk, like that. So if you're choosing any other color, go with the lighter color, not the dark one, for the body. And we are going to use the light color just on the corners. We are not going to fill it entirely in the body. We are going to blend them with white later. So just around the corners, we are coloring it with lighter color. So make sure you are applying a lot of pressure when doing this. So only on its sides. Repeat the colors. Veena, I chose light blue. If you are choosing any other color, make sure you are using the lightest color. So I'm going to use light blue, dark blue, and white. So I started with light blue at the first. So just in the corners, we are coloring the elephant with light color. Just on the corners. We are not doing it entirely. Just one layer of coloring. We are doing the same thing on the other side. Without doing it in the body. just on the sides. At the back. So when you're doing at the back, we are going to do a little more of this light color. So for me it's a light blue, so I'm going to go a little over with the lighter blue. So we are giving a lot of pressure, and be very careful not to go outside the lines. Also not to smudge it with fingers or palm. We are holding the pastel away from the paper. So I'm giving a lot of pressure and keeping my pastel little slanted position so that I can cover larger space. Also there's no white space. Again, I'm going for the corners the same way like the other parts of the body. Just on the corners. Just on the corner of the ear. On top of the head. Little bit. And inside the ear. So I'm doing the same thing without covering the whole area. So this is how it should look after we are done with the lighter color. Now we can start with white. So we are going to blend white with blue. So if you have chosen any other color, you still have to use white so that we can blend them together. So I'm going to color a little on top of the blue so that I have little blue in my pastel, and I'm going to blend them really well. So it kind of has that bluish white inside the body. When I go over the blue, I have a little blue tinge to my white. So that's what we need. So I have a bluish white color. It's mostly white with a mix of blue in it. So all the corners I'm going to color white on top of all the corners. So with the same thing, I'm going to move the pastel a little bit towards the body also, so that it's kind of gets blended with a tinge of blue. So we are giving that light shade in the body. So whatever color you chose for the elephant, blend them with white. I'm doing the same for the entire body. Make sure you're doing it in the same direction when doing the blending. If you're going right to left, do the same thing. If you're going top to bottom, do the top to bottom direction. So now it's all well blended. So I'm going to cover the leg, the body. The key here is to color on top of the shade, top of the blue in this picture, so that it kind of blends really well. Near the edges, we need to go on top of the blue here. Since this one has the circular shape, so I'm going like a circle shape when doing my blending. What color are you using? Adit, I'm using light blue and white right now. So it's okay if you get the pastel dust, you can take that a little bit off from the paper. So it becomes, slow down. Yeah, Adit, I'll slow down. So I'll show that little closer. So we have this mix of blue within the white for the body here. So if you're using any other color, so mix it in the same way. So we need to do that same kind of blending throughout the body. So it has that tinge of blue throughout the body. Adit, are you done? Is there going to be a background? Naga, the background is going to have some Yes, okay Adit, that's good. So there is tiny parts here, the hind legs, do you see that? We are going to color them as well with white. You should be having a little tinge of blue with the white here. Yeah, and we are covering that area. So we can do the same thing for the tail here. Okay. So now we are taking the darker version of the same color. So I used light sky blue for the body. So I'm picking dark blue now, just to give some shades, some shadows for the elephant. So the shadow is going to be right here on its head a little bit. It's not going to be a complete outline. So we are going to darken some areas. The first thing is right there. We are darkening. I'm using a darker version of the same color. It's the dark blue. And I'm making a little shadow there. And then in its trunk, from the half trunk, I'm making another shadow right there. So as it goes towards the end, it gets thinned down. As it goes towards the mouth, it's little broader. Okay. And then for the bottom of the mouth, we are darkening the bottom of the mouth too. And this curve right there. And the trunk right on the top is going to have a shaded portion. A tiny shaded portion. So I'll show it a little closer. So it's going to be like that. And then for the legs, there are two legs, one in the front and the one at the middle. So the second line, we are going to darken that a bit. And we are going to darken the third line here. And the one under its belly, that's going to have a darker shade. All the lines in the middle. And the belly, we're going to darken the belly a little bit. There's going to be a shade underneath the belly. As the line goes towards the end, make sure you're making it thinner. So if you accidentally have it thicker, you can always blend that with white and make this line little thinner. Okay. Now for the ear, we're going to make a thick shade for the ear as well. For the bottom of the ear first, it's going to be little thicker than the other parts. And on the side here, no, that's when it gets differentiated. And towards the back, this round nice area, we need to darken that a little bit. Okay, just at the back side. So you can extend the line till it's half leg here, one corner of the curve. We are almost done with the body now. There's going to be a tiny curve near its mouth, like that. A very tiny curve. Okay. Now for the cap and the cloth. So I'm going to use red and orange for my designs. If you want, you can choose any other colors too. So I'm going to do red for the elephant's cap. Nice and smooth colors in the same direction. Like that. So I'm going to give like a darker yellow, like yellow ochre for the design. For the cap's design here. So I'm going to do the same color combination for the cloth. You can choose anything you want, but choose something contrasting to the body color. If you did the blue, we don't want the same blue cloth. Choose some other color so that it's really bright and popping out. Okay. So I'm doing the same kind of combination, yellow ochre, in the middle. Make sure it's not going outside the line and it stays inside the lines. We need to be really careful when doing small areas like this. It tends to go outside the lines. Bravo. Yeah, thank you, Adit. How is it coming for you? So I'm going to do dark red for my design here. So when we are doing smaller spaces like this, we need to be really careful. We shouldn't accidentally keep our fingers inside or go outside the lines. Okay. So now my designs are good. The ball. So you can choose your own color of the ball too. Let me have orange for this tiny ball. So if you have any designs, you can choose some other light color for your designs. I'm just going to leave my stars with white in it, and I'm going to color the rest of the ball orange. So again, with such small designs, we need to be really careful that we don't go outside the lines, especially in the corners. We need to keep them inside. So go a little slow when doing near the corners. So that it's neat and clear. So when doing the small areas like this, we need to be very careful. covered my ball with orange, and I still have my star designs inside the ball. Okay, we are almost done with the elephant. Now for the eye and some designs in the ear and trunk. So whatever dark color you chose for your body, we're going to make tiny details on the ear and the trunk. So I'm going to make, we are not doing a lot of pressure with this because it's tiny details, tiny light details. So I'm going to make very light strokes. I'm not pressing too much. We're doing light lines inside the ear. I'm not giving a lot of pressure. We need that really lighter inside its ears. Thank you, Adit. I hope yours is coming out well. So these lines are really light. So I'm going to do the same kind of lines in its trunk. Not too much pressure, just on one side. Okay. Your drawing is so good. Thank you, Naga. Please post yours after you are done too. So we have the eye left. We are using black. We need to be really careful when using the black. This tiny dot is going to be filled with black. Very carefully. So if it gets smudged outside, you can just go over with white. So we have this beautiful, thank you Niharika. So I'm going to do, this is optional because it's really tiny. I'm going to do a white inside my eye. If it's very difficult for you, you can just leave it just like that. So the eye had this white little dot. Bravo, thank you Adit. And I'm going to do some tiny designs for the background with multicolors. So I'm going to do some tiny little stuffs outside. It could be any color. You can choose rainbow colors or choose just one color. So I'm going to have some designs. So it could be any color, as if some color papers are flying near the elephant. Really tiny, like sparklers. Okay. Now we are done with this cute little standing elephant. You can go ahead and have your signature After you're done with this elephant, so I'll show this closer. Okay. Let's see what Ovia and Kavya has. Ooh, that's really good. And let's see Kavya's. It's a tiny elephant. Good job, girls.
Crayon pink. Just a second.
Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this. I would like to see all your elephants too. So please post in the comments after you're done with your elephant. I would like to see all your colorful, beautiful elephants. So if you want anything else to be painted, if you want any other anything that you want to paint next, you can comment it below. It's not okay. Wonderful class. Take care. Thank you, Adit. Post your picture as well. So I would like to see all your pictures. Let me know if you want to paint something in particular, whatever thing you like to do. Comment it below and we can do that in the next class. See you on Thursday at 4 p.m. again. And don't forget to post your pictures. Bye. See ya.